Good morning. Happy Sunday. Let me ask you a question. Have you thought about your true purpose in this world? Or have you pondered the deeper meaning of life? Are we here to accumulate things that we can't take with us when we leave? Or are we here to see who we can become? Is the job to be in service to humanity and maybe see if we can immortalize ourselves by creating something that can stand the test of time and that can help our fellow human beings when we're gone? I think that's what the purpose is. You know, when I look into the world today and I'm seeing our human relations, and it's like, what is it that we're not getting? What are we doing wrong? And I think the basis of everything is we got to get back to who we truly are. I think the wisdom of the ages has been passed down, but somehow we lost that information. So what I'm trying to do is create awareness for who you really are, so you can begin to think different and look at yourself different, look at your relationship to other people different, your relationship to the environment different, so we can really manifest the things we want and live that abundant life like we were supposed to. So we need to start back to the beginning and understand who we are. So science says energy, the wisdom of the ages say consciousness, and the religious spirituality community say spirit. Well, those three words we can use interchangeably. So I've done a lot of studying of history. So I love history, so I study different cultures. And the one thing that has always rang out to me was all these cultures knew about a power that existed inside of us. They may call it different names depending on, where the culture was, but the essence of it is more to us than that meets the eye. It's an invisible part of us, and this invisible part of us is actually what controls everything else. And that's why we need to live from that place. That's why Acts 17:28, it tells you God is spirit, and we must worship him in spirit and truth. So we can look at the human being, and I said this before, and I'm gonna say it over and over again. You are made up of cells. Cells are made up of atoms. Atoms are made up of energy. So the essence of who you are is energy. As a matter of fact, everything around you is energy. The trees at the bases is energy. The animals, energy. The basis of you is energy. So we are all connected. We all have an energy field around us. So when we meet other people, our energy fields connect. We don't have to touch. That's why you can say, I get a bad vibe from this person. Meaning you're vibrating here, they're vibrating there. It's off. So Nikola Tesla told us, if you really want to understand the universe, you got to think in terms of vibration, frequency, and energy. And that's what it's all about. So yes, a lot of these universal truths you might have heard before, because the truth is the truth is the truth, and it doesn't change with time. Gravity, the properties of gravity has been the same now since the beginning of time. Electricity, the properties to harness electricity and use it for our own good has been there since the beginning of time. But man had to learn how to use these laws and work with them. And that's what we have to do to these laws of mind. We have to be able to use them and work with them and work together. Because what's happening on this planet is, when we see all the problems, it's just like on the inside of the body. The cells are basically supposed to work together and create harmony for the organism. And we can look at each of us human beings as individual cells of this big organism. And each of us have to work properly so the organism can work right. A lot of times people want to fix the systems, and they want to fix the whole, but nobody is talking about the parts of the system. So I look at it like this. Let's look at humanity as a machine. So instead of trying to fix the outside machine, why not go in and fix the individual parts? Make sure each individual part, hence us, is working right. Then the overall machine, humanity, will work right. But when it's not, you will see a dis-ease in the body when the cells are not working right, otherwise known as a disease. And the same thing on the planet, because inside of all of us, we are actually miniature universes. So think about this, and I want you to understand that you're not separate from nature. You are nature. You are part of nature. And that's why if you follow me, you see when I post in my stories, I'm steady giving you these little nuggets so you can start to look at yourself different. For instance, it's no coincidence that the brain and the walnut are so similar. The walnut has a shell that's a protective shell. The brain has a protective shell called the skull. If you look at the walnut and the brain, they look similar. And also, the walnut has omega-3s and omega-6s, and the brain needs omega-3s and omega-6s. That's not a coincidence. As a matter of fact, you are stardust. You are made up of the same thing that the stars are made up. It's just a different composition. So all throughout life, you can look. Even the smile. The smile looks like a banana. The banana helps the lips. Each part, the heart and the tomato. Look at it. Look at your blood and red wine. Look at how all these things go together. Isn't it amazing that celery looks like the bones? Celery is 23% sodium. The bone is 23% sodium. So you got to begin to know who you are. You are nature. You are more spirit than anything. And we have been living life backwards and we have lost our way. So all I'm doing for you is taking spirituality, taking science, taking the wisdom of the ages, and just letting you know, hey, I'm just going to decode this message for you. Because a lot of the things I've said, you've probably heard before. But in my quest to find out what's going on this planet, I had to study a lot of cultures. I had to read a lot of things. I had to learn about the subconscious mind and how we can use that to our advantage. So everything I'm trying to give you is just something to help you. Because when I was down that dirt road and I didn't have anything, and so many days I talked to God or the creator or that inner voice and I asked questions. You know, my father wasn't there, so I was a little boy and I felt like, am I not good enough? Why is he not here? So I'm asking all these questions. I remember Christmases and birthdays. You know, they passed us. We never got anything, so I felt insignificant. You know, matter of fact, what Biggie say, birthdays, what he say, Christmas missed us and birthdays was the worst days. Now I sip Louis Trey when I'm thirsty. But look, I ain't mean to get sidetracked, but I'm just letting you know what was going on. So when I talked to that voice, and it told me that I gave you a mind, you can create anything you want. And another thing, the reason why I live from the spirit and not the flesh is because I can only give you my testament. And the voice said to me, if it labels people or divides people, it's an illusion. Okay, it's an illusion. And at the time, I couldn't really understand it. But I knew this, okay, I got a mind, I can think, but I can't touch my mind. So my mind is real. So everything that I can see and touch is an illusion. And then I start to learn about the brain and how our brain actually creates the physicality. So that's why I'm doing webinars on rewiring the brain and gratitude and deep breathing, because I'm just trying to do my part to help. Because when I was down that dirt road all those many years ago, I just asked for help. Hey, somebody give me some advice, some guidance, some hope, anything or whatever. And when it didn't come, I said, I will be what I need to the world. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to help. So if you find any of this information useful, let me know. We keep it going and we'll find out another way to build a community and keep growing for those of us who want this information. And that's all it's about, is each one of us trying to do our part in this world to make it a better place. And we need to think about ourselves totally different. You know, life and death. The Egyptians didn't have a word for death. Why? Because nothing dies. Listen, the first thing we learned about energy is energy can't be created nor destroyed. It can only change forms. So if we even think about us, do you realize that a star, a supernova, collapsed? And once it collapsed, that energy created the world and created our bodies where we at. So where it might have looked that the star died, it actually only changed forms. And that's with us. We just change forms. Energy can't be created nor destroyed. So don't fall into the illusion of you being a person or being a man, because you're not. You're not that. Ye are all gods, sons of the Most High. And understand, when I say the word God, don't think of a man. Think of a creative force. That's why I said it was formless and void, you know, and it created everything. So stop thinking about a man per se and just think about the energy that created us, the energy that powers your body, the energy, the intelligence inside of you that powers your cells and causes all of these miraculous functions to take place. That's where we got to live from. So look, you know, I ain't going to talk y'all to death, but look, I want y'all to check out my next webinar. You know what it is, Dirt Road to Rodeo. I want to give you a glimpse into the mind that created these conditions and the reason why I go so hard or whatever. But listen, to everybody riding with me, I appreciate you. I want to thank you right now for taking the time to listen. I want to thank you for dropping a comment. I want to thank you for giving me the feedback, because it really helps me. And you know what it is. Each one teach one. I love y'all all. I hope you have a great day.